Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sutherby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Well, we did have a chance to go back to the Wyandotte Hospital today, and Jack and I taped the murals that are being placed. Well, we were there about a month ago, and we did. Well, this is something interesting. That wall just has that right now, so we have to find out from Frank what else is going to be on that wall.
That was a medical insignia,
emblem,
isn't it? Yeah.
You know. And here's the other wall that's got the ships. We have to find out.
I wonder, is that one of the old D and C, Detroit to Cleveland, or is that one of the Boblo boats? Because they say that's the Tamouche or something like that, I think is one of them.
It's not Tamouche. He doesn't know his history from Wyandotte. Well, we're going to educate him because this is the year of the 150 for City of Wyandotte, and of course, this used to be very popular at one time. So welcome, Frank English, once again. And you brought a partner there, Leonard Thomson, right?
Right.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
What can you tell us about the ships now?
The ships are important historical ships. The Tashmoo was the oldest one there, and then the other one is the Boblo boat, the Columbia Boblo boat, which most people are familiar with. The Tashmoo was built here in Wyandotte by the Detroit Shipping Company in 1900, and it was the most famous boat in this area for about 40 years. People in Wyandotte used to time their watches to the Tashmoo coming down the Detroit River, and it took people on day cruises all throughout the Detroit River and up into Lake St. Clair and down into Lake Erie, and took them to Tashmoo Island, which was the first Boblo island that had rides and picnic areas, and the Indians who lived in a reservation in Ontario would actually take their canoes over and sell their goods to the people who came to visit. So there's a lot of history there to both the boats.
Oh, okay, he's got something else on it. Now, this is what you said, J.B. Ford?
Yeah, that's J.B. Ford. He's the original tycoon of the area, industrial person who started actually BASF. That's over there is his grandson company.
Okay, and of course that was another version of Tash. And this is updated because when we got it, that gentleman was younger, right?
Yeah, I had to age him about 40 years, and people watching were pretty amazed by it.
Yeah, we didn't see the shells on the starfish on the thing or anything wasn't done the first time we were down there. No.
Yep. Yeah, that one.
Is that completed now, Frank?
Yeah, that's pretty much completed.
Yeah.
And here is the one that we happened to get to you before all the cars were put down.
And well, Leonard finished the first car this afternoon.
The last car.
The last car. The last car in the parking lot.
Yeah, this is what I brought in Leonard to do. Leonard's an old friend of mine, and he's been doing all the cars.
Hey, are you a car
see,
buff?
right next to that blue one down the corner, right there. Right next to that, that's the car that he finished. He painted a car in there this afternoon, right there.
Okay, what color did you put
was
that?
it?
White.
It was a white one in there? Yeah.
It's a white one.
Yeah. We even saw our car way down the other end, past the hospital down the other end.
And I finished that one today as well.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah. Different version, looking at it from a different angle.
You know, it's amazing looking at it every angle, and you go down and look at it, and I see all the cars and the colors and everything.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
This I have to ask Frank on, because when we were there the first time, you did tell us the person who actually did that wall.
That was made by Glen Michaels in I think the late 70s. He put that one together. He's a local artist from Birmingham, actually, and it's pretty typical of his working style from that era.
Now, did they actually change that wall, or originally that was the wall that was in back of the reception desk when you used to, before they did the remodeling? The reception desk was front and that was the back one, so they must have just that's where they started all the remodeling then.
Yeah, yeah, they actually had to move that, and that was quite a to-do to move that from the original entrance area to where it is now. But yeah, they did a good job with taking care of it. It's pretty much all together.
It's a wonder it stood up all these years. I mean,
Yeah, because that's all those tiles like you'd have on your bathroom floor or around the shower or anything like that. It was all made out of tile.
yeah.
Yeah, and people still love that till today. Every day I see people over there.
Just
Yeah.
amazed,
Really?
just stand there and look at it for a few minutes, you know.
Yeah, and they like to touch it. You know, there's ropes there so that people will stay away, but people just can't help but
They
you know,
want to
reach
see,
out and touch
feel
it.
if it's really that, you
Yeah.
know. And so, yeah.
Well, you'll probably have people coming up and go like this, touching your cars too, so the cars you paid.
Oh yeah, especially kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you about that when we were down there today. I said I even had to go and just feel it like that, how the surface felt like, you know, if it was real smooth or surface with the paint and everything, because I noticed the first time that we were down there with you, all the stuff that you did with the rag on some of the trees in front of the hospital and everything else like that, it seemed like it was building up more. Have you got any kind of coating on there or something that somebody can't possibly come by there and say, whoop, you know, or they slip in the hallway by the cashier's office and put their hand on it and smear up the cars? I wouldn't want Leonard's cars running into one another. We don't want accidents down there.
Sure.
Parking lot.
Yeah, well, it's no, it's protected. We've been protecting it as we go with something called matte gel, and there will be a final protective coating on top of it when we're all done, which will help from a lot of damage. It will, it won't stop like a crate or something from ramming into the wall, but you know, it should stay together.
Is there any more going to go on that wall where J.B. Ford is?
Not in that area as of right now. Maybe over time in the future they'll decide, well, we'll add this or that, but for now that's what's
How
going to go
about the
there.
wall with the medical insignia?
Yeah, the medical insignia is there, and then there's going to be the old entrance to the first hospital.
The very first hospital, you're going to
Wyandotte.
paint that next to that, eh?
Wyandotte General, yeah. There's going to be a large doorway with the second floor, and then the Native American head and Wyandotte General.
Oh.
That'll all
And
be
Leonard
there.
going to put any more cars there?
I think I'm all through with the cars.
All through with the cars, yeah?
Is that your specialty?
Not really, no.
No?
No. Frank and I can paint anything. And we'll call on each other sometimes if we want to get a deadline going or a job done quicker.
So what's your specialty then?
I'm a muralist as well.
You are too?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Where have you done some projects?
Well, in homes mostly.
Mostly, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I did do a piece for the Detroit Opera House, and I do both sculpture and painting. And so I've done the plaque for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America in clay, and then it was cast in bronze and that sort of thing.
So you have known each other for how long then?
Oh, about 5-6 years
5,
now.
6 years?
Yeah.
Where'd you meet, at school or just on the job, basically?
Yeah, we met at school actually in the last year and a half of college in Detroit. I was finishing up school, and Leonard had gone to the Society of Arts and Crafts, which is now CCS. And
Many years ago, in the 60s.
60s?
Yeah, but they weren't offering a bachelor's degree at that time, so I went back to the school, which is now called CCS, to get enough credits for a bachelor's degree. And met Frank, and we ended up sharing a studio together in our last year
Okay.
and became pretty good friends.
Okay. With a bachelor degree, where do you teach? Or don't
Don't
you?
teach.
You don't?
No.
But you went for a bachelor's degree just
to have one.
Just to have it?
Mhm.
Oh.
Well, it's nice on them cards you pass out when somebody wants to hire you, right? Yeah.
Okay, he's got the one when we got you about a month ago. So you can tell what's been put on them.
So you can see how
Since
far it's
then.
gone, you know.
yeah, that was before Leonard even came into the picture there. There's no cars.
Right.
They're not
That
even
was
drawn on.
background
Well, who
noise.
penciled in the cars, all the cars?
I mostly did the penciling in, you know.
and Leonard came down and painted all the cars.
Yeah.
He had a nice combination of colors all there. I mean, you know,
Well, thank
you've been
you.
around a few parking lots.
Well, yes, I have. I have. I get a lot of comments every day on those cars. They better be American.
You don't know
It's
what
whatever out there.
It's whatever he drew. You're painting what he
That's right,
drew,
it's
you
not
know,
my
that-
fault.
I don't think we'll get any calls, say maybe somebody's got, in fact, my car needs painting if you'd like to do it.
Well, all right, I'll get that a thought.
All right, so you're almost done now, right?
Mhm.
But you have, like you said, the Henry Ford, the hospital,
Mhm.
and that'll go on that one wall. So that's it right now? You're gonna be
After
done?
that wall's done, that's it, or what? For a
No,
while?
actually, there's some other layers to the whole project that will be put on over the next couple weeks. There are small tiles that will be going onto the wall, which eventually will have the names of each volunteer of the month throughout time. Their
Wow.
names will always be on this tile on the wall. So that'll be a nice way to memorialize those people, and there will also be a large sign that's going to be made out of some kind of a metal that we haven't decided yet, but it's going to say Spirit of Excellence. And just a few other touches. It's really going to grow even more than what you saw today.
Really?
You know, I noticed something today, too. The fact is, even two professional artists right here and everything else, they have painting and everything else. But I noticed they even take cautions that some people don't even do when they paint in their house. I noticed there's a certain type of trim and tape around some of the pictures where you had to put the backdrop on like that, and even on the corners.
That's always a good idea.
Good idea, so in case the brush slips, you go.
Absolutely.
Hey, I appreciate you coming back. Another month from now, maybe we have to have a final touch and
Yeah.
get an idea from you guys.
Well, what did you say, Frank? That's going to take, what, about another 2 weeks is all to finish that one by the medical insignia there?
Another, actually, 2 to 3 weeks to finish everything. There's going to be a big party at the hospital May 11th when they're going to celebrate the completion of the mural work.
You got a deadline then, May 11th, you got to have it done. You know, you got to have it done before Mother's Day, because May 11th, that's a Tuesday.
Yep, that's right. And I can't be there painting while people are walking around with hors d'oeuvres and
No.
listening to
Are you
music.
going to have your black tie and everything and celebrate too?
I'll be dressed up, that's for sure, and hopefully Leonard will be here and some of the other artists who have chipped in on the
Okay.
project as well.
Okay. Thanks for coming. And take care. And maybe we'll be seeing you around again too.
Well, I hope so. I've enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
You know,
Good.
I tell you what, people don't realize it. I mean, you don't have to be sick to go down to a hospital if you want to see some fantastic work. I suggest just taking a little stroll through the lobby, if you can find a parking place, and, you know, and take a look at it and go and see for yourself.
Sure, and have some lunch too at the cafeteria because it's pretty good and cheap.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's the first time I ever heard food at a hospital was good.
They got it
That must
going
be an
on over there.
outside cafeteria or something there.
No, we used to hop in there.
I always used to hop in there a lot of times. You got years ago, got a nice meal for about $1.25, $1.50, you know.
Well, it's still about the same. Prices have changed a little bit, but
Okay. Hey, thanks.
thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming. You too.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take
thank
care.
you.
All right.
Yeah, well, right, yeah. Good seeing you again, and when you're all done and it's complete, and maybe you come on and join us again after May 11th.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Then you can
appreciate
come in
that.
your black tie and a tuxedo or whatever you want. We don't care.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Here's another towel. So you might want it.
Just doing the ones in front.
Yeah, I would. It does. It drips a little bit, but
as with our celebration, our dedication, a heck of a crowd, and I apologize for some of the overcrowding, so we'll try to make this as comfortable for all of you as we can. My name's Jim Sexton. I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you here today. I'd like to especially welcome members of our Board of Trustees of Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital, our Philanthropy Council. There are several community leaders here, our hospital employees. A special welcome to Martine McDonald from the Downriver Council for the Arts. Welcome, Martine. And of course, Frank English, the artist who made the wall possible. Welcome, Frank. As this wall developed, a couple of things happened. One morning, somebody came to my office and said, "Mr. Sexton, you won't believe what's happening. Someone's writing on our walls." Excuse me. And I kind of put two and two together, but I meandered out to the lobby, and sure enough, there were the vague outlines of what was to become the very pictures and the focal points for the wall. And it started with pencil, I guess, right? Pencil, and then we all began to watch it grow and develop. And as the paint began to go on the wall, it was a work in progress, but really, not only for Frank, but for the many people that watched its development. And I understand Frank got several comments, hints, tips on how to get things done from employees as well as visitors to the hospital. And so we all had the opportunity to watch the wall progress. People ask, what is the purpose of the wall? Well, the wall gives us the opportunity to recognize people in our organization, people who make a difference. And part of the wall you'll see in the elevator cubicle is a depiction of the starfish story. And rather than condense it, I'm going to just read it to you. It's very short, but it really signifies what this is all about. There was a young man walking down a deserted beach just before dawn. In the distance, he saw a frail old man. As he approached the old man, he saw him picking up stranded starfish and throwing them back into the sea. The young man gazed in wonder as the old man again and again threw small starfish from the sand to the water. He asked, "Old man, why do you spend so much energy doing what seems to be a waste of time?" The old man explained that the stranded starfish would die if left in the morning sun. "But there must be thousands of beaches and millions of starfish," exclaimed the young man. "How can you make any difference?" The old man looked at the small starfish in his hand, and as he threw it into the safety of the sea, he said, "It makes a difference to this one." And that's what it's all about, is people making a difference as we care for people who come to Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital seeking that very care. It's people who go above and beyond. Sophie, Margaret, Derek, Barb, Andrea, Laura, Roxanne, all of our people. It also acknowledges outstanding quality, the quality offered by Dr. Mark Pensler, part of our medical staff and who's with us here today. So the wall really showcases all the people in our organization who exemplify service excellence. I'd like to just take a moment to give a special thanks to the Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital Board of Trustees. Every year, the board is asked to participate in an annual fund drive, and this year, all of our board members participated, and they dedicated those funds to the creation of our wall. And we are very appreciative and grateful to them for their funding and benevolence for our Spirit of Excellence wall. With that, I'd like to introduce to you Doug Milkins. Doug is the chairman of the Board of Trustees of Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital. Welcome, Doug.
Thank you, Jim. I have some thank yous this morning, and I hope that if I am redundant, I apologize, because I'm sure these people are going to be thanked more than once. First, I'd like to thank the artist, Frank English, for being on time. And for an excellent representation of the different times. We have the entrance to the old Wyandotte General Hospital through to the final mural that shows the boathouse row and Burl Slip with the new hospital. And in that, I thank you for demonstrating that we have adequate parking. Oh, to continue, to the Board of Trustees through their generous giving, allowing this project to come forward. And a special thanks to Larry Carney, our past chairman. I don't know if Larry's here or not, but through his leadership, he spearheaded this fundraiser to a level of 100% giving. A final thank you and congrats to the 7 Wall of Excellence electees, and I congratulate all of you.
Thank you.
And that's short and brief.
Now, I'd like to ask Martine McDonald to come forward and give a few remarks on behalf of the Downriver Council of the Arts.
Thank you. Number one, can everybody hear? Sounds like the microphone's working. This morning I was at a meeting with the Detroit Free Press, and in that meeting there was about 30 representatives from the 19 downriver communities. And Carol Lee Hutton, who is the editor, asked what identifiable trademark could we pinpoint about downriver. And someone said, we are in partnership with each other. And all of the other people in that meeting all nodded their heads in agreement. And I think you see here what partnership can do. I hear you thanking your trustees, I hear you thanking your board, I hear you thanking all the people that made all of this happen. And so I want to turn my attention now to Frank, Mr. English, and can we give him a round of applause? Frank is a graduate of Center for Creative Studies, now known as the College for Creative Studies. He is a member of the Downriver Council for the Arts. We have featured his work in our gallery. He's an award-winning artist. He is a teacher. And when we did have an exhibit of his work, I can't tell you the number of parents who came in and just raved about Frank. And I understand, Frank, that a number of people would you were educating while you were painting, and that you were explaining what you were doing. And so I think words don't need to be said when we have the testimony of the painted wall. Frank, once again, the Downriver Council for the Arts is so pleased and very proud that we could partner with the hospital and connect you with the hospital and your fine, fine work. Mm-hmm.
And now it's my privilege to introduce to you Frank English, the gentleman who is responsible for our wall. Frank?
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I really enjoyed this whole process of working here. I really enjoyed meeting all the people. Everyone was very supportive of me and did give me a lot of positive feedback and all kinds of different thoughts about the wall. I do really think that this is an interesting place. I'm going to be sad to leave, and it'd be great to work here again in the future. I wanted to thank Martine and the Downriver Council for the Arts for, again, linking me up with the hospital and really helping to make this happen. I wanted to say that I hope that this wall continuously over the years is a beautiful, important part of the hospital, and that it serves its purpose, which is to honor the people who were selected for their service excellence, but also to give a feeling to the Downriver community about the strength of its people and its culture, and give that its propers as it deserves. So this was a really wonderful experience, and thank you very much.
In January, we had a celebration at which time we honored those who will be the first to be honored on our Spirit of Excellence wall, and I would just like to ask each of them to step forward when they're called so that we can recognize them again with a small gift. Again, an appreciation for all that they have done on behalf of Henry Ford and Wyandotte Hospital. Margaret Johnson. I'm saying regular. Excuse me. We had a team approach to one of our stories that you'll read on the wall out there, so I'd like to ask Laura Hess, Andrea Carlson, and Roxanne Sweet to come forward. sure whether Barb Swords has made it. There she is. Hello, Barb. Come on forward. I'll come to you. Everybody's favorite, Sophie Kornacki. Sophie keeps telling me, would you stop it? Knock it off, enough's enough. So I said, Sophie, that's it. And Dr. Mark Penson. Before we invite you to take the opportunity to tour the wall, I would like to propose a toast. And before. She is here. The Spirit of Excellence wall was named by Valeria Haziz, and we would like to bring Valeria forward. Okay, boss, now can I toast? It's always nice to have somebody that's right there to put all this together. While we're getting some more for our honorees, I would like to give special thanks to our food service department, our communication team, and the rewards and recognition team, all behind our Service Excellence Initiative here at the hospital. And so with that, I'd like to propose a toast to Frank English, the creator of our wall, to our Board of Trustees, the benefactors who commissioned the wall, and to all of the fine folks and people at Henry Ford Wyandotte Hospital who make service excellence a day-to-day routine. To all of you. And with that, I would like to invite you all to find your way down to the wall, take the opportunity to read the stories about what these folks did as it relates to going above and beyond, to read about the accomplishments that Dr. Pensler has achieved in providing quality care to our patients, and to just enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you very much for coming.